Hey everybody, welcome back to simulating what baseball will look like over the next few years with the most realistic rosters and the most realistic trades and ratings ever seen on MLB The Show. We're here in right before the start of year two. As you can see, we just like year one, you know the drill. We are controlling the Houston Astros. We're not rebuilding them just for this. They're just here as kind of a placeholder purpose for the rest of the league. As you can see, there are a couple 99 overalls going into year two. Cal Raleigh is here after an 8.6 WAR season. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s gone ahead and teamed up with him as he leaves the Yankees after just half a year, goes to Seattle. This is a dang good Mariners team. Another big move was Zach Gallen on the A's. He teams up with Nick Kurtz and Mason Miller. Nick Kurtz will miss the first part of the year, but we know he might have been the best hitter in baseball for the final quarter of the season with the 2.5 WAR in the 44 games he got into. Now he's at 89 year two. A lot of nice young stars here in the A's. They might actually be good. They went all in signing Zach Gallen for pretty cheap and backloaded him. Anyways, Rangers are an old team. Not going to talk about them too much. Acuna is another 99, rightfully so. Had a nice year last year. They have a very nice top three of the rotation: Sale, Strider, and Lopez. Marlins stink. Nobody over a 79 overall. Juan Soto is a 99. On the Mets, Phillies, they make some moves this offseason. You sign Framber Valdez to complete a nice big three in the rotation. Didn't do much on the offensive side of things, but you do sign Framber. That's kind of your big fish. Nationals, once again, relying on their young stars. Cubs are really good. Cubs are very, very good. You sign Ranger Suarez to a huge deal. 5 years, $155 million for Ranger Suarez. Really good, like 6 starter group here. And then also you've got a lot of good players here as well. PCA does go down a few overall with my manual development. The Reds are the only team with multiple 99 overalls. That's Elly De La Cruz and Hunter Green, who joins the 99 club. Elly joined at the end of last year, and obviously after winning the Hank Aaron Award, he will stay there. They also bring in Trent Grisham out in center field. Huge get. Big deal, over almost $100 million. It's a 4-year, $81 million deal for Grisham. Looks like the Reds are also going all in. They bring back Eugenio Suarez. After 4 years abroad, he comes back. He's expected to be man in the hot corner over there, even though Noldy Marte showed some promise. This is a very good Reds team. This is a really good team. Brewers are also very good. You got Churio, Peralta, Yelich, Contreras. You sign Ryan Helsley, which is a big, big get for the back of your bullpen, which is always lights out. You sign Ryan O'Hearn. That's another big bat in the lineup. It's a pretty good team. Pirates did not do much of anything. Actually, you did sign Marcell Ozuna. You signed Jose Trevino to be your catcher. And then you also signed Brendan Rodgers and Yoan Moncada. So kind of a quantity over quality thing. The Cardinals did not do much, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you sign a Chris Paddock to a really dumb contract. Didn't get any relievers. Yeah, the Cardinals were very dumb this offseason. D-backs did not do much, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, D-backs were extremely quiet. You signed Miguel Andujar to go over and man the hot corner, but how long is he going to do that before Jordan Lawler comes up? Or not comes up, he's already up, but comes into that role. Rockies are terrible. You signed Zach Littell to a 1-year deal after he had a nice breakout year last year. The rest of the team absolutely reeks. You sign Nick Allen. Ew. Like this is an awful team. Dodgers are insane. They got more insane. Obviously, the starting five is diabolically good. Um, don't know where Blake Snell is though. I think he went. Oh no, he's right here. I'm just blind. Starting five is elite. The bullpen is insane. You're about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 closers deep. Will Smith's a 97. What am I looking for? You extend Bo Bichette as well on a 4-year, $60 million deal for the shortstop. You also bring in a big hitter with Kyle Schwarber. I guess he's playing the field with Ohtani being there. I don't know how this is going to work. You sign him to a pretty diabolical, like, what is that? $74 million deal? Okay. Then you also sign a ton of little guys like Max Kepler, Jesse Winker, Rob Refsnyder, Sam Hilliard. Ton of guys like that. Padres, what did the Padres do? Not much. Yeah, you move Xander Bogaerts over to first base with the departure of Luis Arraez. Eggy Rosario becomes your main shortstop after a good enough year last year. Yeah, they didn't do shit. Giants didn't do much. You signed Gold Glover Kyle Farmer to man first base. The young Carmen Escaleta comes up. He'll be a guy. And then you also signed Willie Castro and Mickey Moniak to share the right field duties. The Orioles ended up with our guy Eric Fedde after a very nice last 2 years being dealt at the deadline. Made an all-star team last year with the Cardinals, got flipped to the Astros at the deadline. The year before that, he made an all-star team with the White Sox, got flipped to the Cardinals. Now he's on a 1-year, $22 million deal to join that rotation with Zach Eflin, who just signed a $120 million deal, which makes no sense, but okay. Yeah, you join Zach Eflin, Grayson Rodriguez, and Kyle Bradish, who's really good in that rotation. Bradish, 3 straight years of a sub-3 ERA. He is a true ace. Bullpen, you didn't do much because it's already great. You signed the old Paul Goldschmidt, who's making his 3rd stop in the last 2 years in the AL East. He mans first base. Not much else going on there. The Red Sox signed Shelby Miller to boost up that bullpen, kind of fill that lost spot of Aroldis Chapman. But other than that, you're just running it back with your young guys if you're the Red Sox. Yankees, obviously, you lost out on guys like Devin Williams, Vlad Jr. Didn't do much to replace them. You signed Emilio Pagan, who was an all-star last year, but wasn't that good as the closer for the Reds. I don't know if that's a good place to be in, and if he's your closer. I don't know if that's a playoff team. I guess you're trusting in Ben Rice, who has a career 641 OPS, to be your everyday first baseman. But they did get a big fish. You bring back Gleyber Torres after just 1 year in Detroit. It was his best year of his career, probably. I mean, he hit 38 bombs in 2019, but he rivaled it last year with Detroit. Let's see the WAR, 3.6. Yeah, it was by far his best year of his career. And it paid off. A 7 times 18, what is that? That's a $127 million deal. What's up? Is that 25? Yes, sir, it is. DJ LeMahieu's coming off of a Gold Glove season. He'll be rotating around the infield. Oswaldo Cabrera was elite last year in limited time. Proved he's got time. Jazz is moving back out to center field. Other than that, not much going on for the Yankees. The Rays, I'm no way they did. Oh, I forgot they did spend money, but of course it's on pitchers because that's what they know how to fix. Raisel Iglesias does not need fixing. He just had a 40 save All-Star season. But he'll be the setup man, second fiddle to Devin Williams. And don't forget, you also have Kevin Kelly, who put up 45 holds a year ago, as well as returning your closer Pete Fairbanks, who was bad ERA-wise, but 40 saves last year. You also spend money at catcher JT Realmuto on a 3-year deal. He left something to be desired last season, but it wasn't all bad. Did they spend any more money? No, but they do have this elite prospect out in center field. Surely the Blue Jays, yeah, they did. They spent a little money on pitching again. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 pitchers that they're paying 20 million, 20 million, 20 million. Yeah, 4 pitchers they're paying over 20 million, all on the wrong side of 30, and all, well, Nick Martinez was kind of good last year. Anyways, you also got Lance McCullers, who you're paying about 20 million. So this team, awful. Awful money-wise. You also pay some first basemen, Wilmer Flores, Ty France, in the wake of the Vlad Jr. trade. You have an elite prospect out in left field, but that's about it. The White Sox brought back Dylan Cease after 2 years abroad. He was awful last year, but you still spend crazy money for him, $155 million for Dylan Cease. Who knew the White Sox would be pulling out the wallet for that? Other than that very, very quiet year from Chicago. Not much at all. I mean, you signed Jake Bauers. That's an Alec Burleson. That's about the reach of your signings. The Guardians signed German Marquez to a 4-year, $40+ million deal after what was probably his best year of his career. No, one of his better years. Certainly, yeah, his best ERA-wise season. Didn't strike out as many guys as he used to. Got a little bit lucky. But anyways, he had a good year in Colorado. He gets out of there and might actually be good now. The bullpen is the best in baseball, and it's not even close. You sign Gary Sanchez, Victor Caratini, so plenty of catching depth. You also bring back Josh Naylor after just a year away. He comes back to Cleveland. It was a rough year, but then now he's got the bag, $80.5 million to come back to Cleveland. You also bring in Cedric Mullins after half a year in Houston. 3 years, 45 mil. That is a crazy overpay. And then you've also got the 2 guys from Miami for their first full season after coming over at the deadline. The Tigers, did they make any moves? I don't think so. Oh, no. Yeah, the Tigers now have both reigning Reliever of the Year award winners, which is just unfair. Matt Strom and Tyler Holton. What are we doing? You also bring in Kyle Finnegan. Okay, this might be the best bullpen in baseball. I don't know. Torkelson is back after a near 40 home run season. You sign Dylan Moore to replace Gleyber Torres, which is an interesting move. And yeah, that's about it. The Royals. Yeah, I already know the Royals did nothing. Oh, you signed Lane Thomas. Yeah, you signed Lane Thomas, J.J. Bleday, and Mike Yastrzemski, Ramon Laureano. So, like, the 4 most mid outfielders in baseball to man your outfield, along with Kyle Stowers, who you got in the Miami mass exodus at the deadline. Twins paid John Gray $13.5 million for 1 year. You also paid Luke Raley. No, traded for Luke Raley, that is. Paid Tommy Edman on a 4-year, like a 4-year, almost $60 million deal. I think that's better value. Oh my God, why Why is this 39 overall in the majors? Whatever. What else? You trade for James Outman as well. And now we're back to us. All right. But we are going to just sim on over to the regular season. See what happens in baseball. As, yeah, everyone is good except the Rockies, or everyone could be good except the Rockies, Marlins, and White Sox, who are just utterly awful. All right, let's just keep on simming. Oh yeah, I did forget to show who the Astros got. Do that in a second. Let me move Castro over to the middle. Who goes down? France had a bad spring. It's going to go down. Anyways, so the Astros brought in some pieces. Merrill Kelly was a big one. You get him for just $15.1 million over 1 year. You bring in Paul Sewald, who was one of the best relievers in baseball last year, All-Star. To be your true setup, you bring in Aroldis Chapman, and then Kirby Yates is a minor league. Christian Vasquez, backup catcher, Carlos Santana. Very minor signings. Santana is already going down so much. But he's 1 for 1. Good for him. Vaughn Grisham, Miguel Rojas. And then Jason Hayward. You sign him because he had a good year last year. He comes on over. A lot of old guys, but it is what it is. All right, here we go. I'm going to set the pitching rotation and stuff for the AAA team. All right, against righties. Lavastida. Cesar Perito should not be in here. Trammell. Jackson Clark should go after Miguel Rojas. Vaughn Grisham. Cole. Hummel, the DH. Tyler Miller. At first. Maybe Hummel, the catcher. No, Lavastita's been good. Can't do Trammell at second. Certainly we can make this work, right? Whatever, it is what it is. We will move. Probably Zach Cole's gotta go, right? Yeah, Cole is going out. Bringing back Jackson Clough. What's up, Hollywood? Boom. Okay. And bats fourth. Hummel would be the right fielder. So it's Miller. Oh, hold on. Well, it's Grisham, Hummel, and is this a rebuild? So is this a rebuild or what? That's kind of what I was explaining earlier. This is strictly not a rebuild. We're using the rosters I made to simulate as far as we can. Maximum realism. Because that's what I'm all about. And we're just kind of controlling my favorite team as a placeholder. You know? So one of those RBT. Yeah, exactly. All right. Moving through May, we'll probably check in. Yeah. I was about to say that injuries are going to start coming. Brown, Javier, Kelly, Arrighetti. Yeah, who comes up? France. Welcome. And France likely joins the rotation as well. Yeah, Brown's been shoving. Holy, Chapman's getting shelled. All right, keep on rolling. To check in on the bats. Kelly out again. So who comes up now? A couple of pitchers injured here. Walter. Gusto's hurt. AJ Blueball. My goodness. I mean, how could you not, kind of? Ah, no, Sousa, though. How good he's been. Yates. Dude, what is going on? Whoever this guy is, what on earth? I think we're going to pull up Sousa. I'm doing a 0 average rebuild in Madden. Good luck, bro. Good luck. Sousa's the long reliever for now. Rotation becomes something like this. Hunter Brown is hurt. Javier's back, though. Hummel's out for 6 months in the minors. Carlos Santana out for 1 to 2 weeks. I didn't even check how he was doing. Very poor. Who comes up? Lavastida has been worse. Christian Vasquez has been fine. Who comes up? Walker, 944 OPS for a catcher in AAA. Kind of nice. Not gonna lie, that's pretty sweet. Tyler Miller. Hummel was doing good before he went down. Vaughn Grisham. I kind of like the idea of a Vaughn Grisham. Oh, no. Trammell. Absolutely bopping it down there. Pache, not as good. Hayward's been disappointing. Pedro continues to absolutely rake. How's Ann doing? He's been good. Donovan Ann's been good. I think it's going to be Taylor Trammell. Pull him up. And then against righties, he plays against righties, right? Yeah, for sure. It's really well against them. Doesn't play center, though, does he? Yeah. Hayward's going to go to center. Trammell on left. Smith in right. Cam Smith's been good. Good out in left field. How's Hayward been defensively? Elite. Yeah, he can play. He can still man center field. 5-time Gold Glove winner. I don't care that he's 36. Jordan's been good. Jose's coming down to earth. Isak has not been good. Pena's not been good. All right. Here, who comes in against lefties? Pedro, right? Yeah. Altuve for DH. Throw Pedro at second. Oh no, he can't play second. He's only third and short. That's fine. We'll do Paredes at second. Pedro at third. That's just fine. Alright. Looking good there. Merrill Kelly has returned. That's very good news. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to sim to the end of the year, and then I'll be back when that happens.